Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars and welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we have a tale of three 59 Chevys. I kind of realized here before too long I don't really do a whole lot of will it runs anymore, and I don't really film going to buy them and loading them on a trailer because it's kind of the same stuff every day and every time. But this year's been a little different. The market has just been down quite a bit, so not really buying a whole lot. The engines and cars that I pick up, they either have no engine or they fire off right away. So just wanted to kind of show you guys what I've found over the summer here, the last about month and a half, and then show you guys another car I'm working on inside. So first one up, this is a 1959 Chevy Biscayne. And I know this video might not reach everyone, but if you guys like the fin cars as much as I do, I lined them up just so I could look at them every morning out my bedroom window and see three 59 Chevys. But the first one here is a 59 Biscayne. What's crazy is the car had all four flats when I got it, and surprisingly, it loaded on my trailer. Everything rolled, nothing was locked up. The engine, I couldn't turn it by hand, but the guy assured me that the engine does turn, it just needs a coil pack. And lo and behold, it does turn. It just needs a coil. So this will probably be an actual will it run video. I need to work on the door, getting that thing latched, but this will most likely be an actual will it run video. This next one up is a gold 59 Biscayne. I should say this car came from South Central Nebraska. This car came from New Ulm, Minnesota. And I did not film this one as a will it run because the guy told me, you know, I had it running right before we parked it. Just needs a little bit of gas. Well, it needed a little more than that. These are all 6-cylinder, 3-speed cars. This one has overdrive, which is kind of cool. And actually, this one has overdrive, now that I think about it. But had spark, just wouldn't fire. So I pulled the spark plugs out of it. They were pretty much non-existent on the contacts, and then a couple of the spark plug wires were bad. So replace that stuff and it fires right off. I will show everyone that later, but there's the overdrive pole. And if you know about 59s, 9 times out of 10, if they have a 3-speed with overdrive, it's typically a 373 or a 411 in the rear. And there's a good chance it's a posi. I have not checked that yet, but I will at some point in time. Next one up, 59 Chevy Bel Air, 4-door sedan. The back window was blown out of it, so I had to put a back window in the thing. That was pretty fun. I've done a video on that before on my channel. I also had to vacuum out the car because I want to see what the floor pans look like. And, you know, floors are crusty. I'd replace them, you know, a couple holes, but the only real bad one is right here. The passenger side rear. Trunk floor is nice, but this car also has overdrive. There's the pole for it right there. Have not checked if this one's a 373 or a 411 or if it's a posi. But I've got 3 colors here of 59 Chevy 4-doors, and I also have a pink one in the building. It's a 4-door sedan, but no VIN, so I can't title it and can't sell it. But yeah, I thought for everyone who likes the 59s like I do, this would be a perfect opportunity to showcase them. And I will come back here in a little bit. We'll fire this thing off and listen to it. I do want to give a special shout out to Vever. I'm going to talk about them here momentarily. They sent me an awesome impact socket set, and I want to give them a quick shout out and talk about their product. All right, so what we got here is the Vever 65-piece impact socket set. Let's open this thing up, let's check them out, and I'm gonna give you guys my God's honest opinion on them. All right, so you open this bad boy up, and you got a couple extensions, a 1/2-inch drive to 3/4-inch drive, and a 1/2-inch drive to 3/8 drive, a couple long extensions, a wobble socket, and then you have your impact sockets. You've got the stubbies and the longs, both metric and standard. Standard is 3/8 to 1 1/4 inch. And then the metric is 10 mil to 24 millimeter. So I guess we could talk all day about sockets. That'd kind of bore you, but the thing I like about these the most is I've used these a couple times now on my trailer, right there with the nice 60 convertible on it. And I've actually kind of gotten frustrated with, you know, you put this on the nut and there is literally no play in this thing. So you put these on a rusty nut or bolt, and a couple times I've actually had to punch them out in my vise just because there's no play in these. And I have a few sets of impact sockets, and over time, you know, they get worn out. And the ones I had from a major retailer, right away they just had a little bit of play in them, which, you know, at the time was fine. But when you actually have a decent tool that, you know, isn't going to strip out your nut or your bolt and actually hold it in place, I mean, you guys can see right there, I had to punch a couple nuts out of this one. Just a really nice heavy duty set. They don't feel cheap. I know I have some friends that have them off of like Temu and stuff like that, socket sets from overseas, and you know, these just feel a lot heavier duty. The ratchet has a nice feel to it. It's not too light, feels pretty heavy duty. So far, I am really impressed with even the wobble socket. I've got a couple of these and I broke a few of them right away. So far, the Weaver one has held up nice and I guess good for what I need it for. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys want to save 5% off of all Weaver products, I have a link down below. Thank you to Weaver for sending me this, let me test it out. I've needed a impact socket set like this for a long time, you know, with the standard, the metric, the longs, and the shorts of both. It's just kind of your all-in-one kit, and you can't beat the price. So thank you again to Weaver. I really do like their products. I've worked them a few times now. This is the newest addition to my fleet, and I'm definitely happy with the outcome of this. So thank you to Weaver. Make sure to check out the link below to save 5% off of their products. And with that being said, let's get back to the video. So thank you to Weaver for sending me that socket set to test out. I do really like the sockets. They're very well made. And if you guys buy a set yourself, I don't think you'll regret it. So thank you again to Weaver. 5 garbage bags of crap that came out of the red 59. That was disgusting. But the newest car I picked up, I want to show everyone this because the convertibles are getting harder and harder to find. And for some reason, over the last 12 years of me buying and selling, there's been a lot of 1959 and 1960 Pontiac convertibles that I've stumbled across, and this is the most recent one. I almost filmed this yesterday, but I loaded it, strapped it down, and we left. 1960 Pontiac Catalina convertible. Sad thing about this car is the rear axle was cut out of it long ago. My buddy got this from northeast Kansas, and I got it from him in Nebraska. But the nice thing is all the convertible stuff is there. And one thing I knew, but I kind of forgot about was on the Catalinas, they have painted interior trim, not chrome. So if you want to use, the interior trim for an Impala convertible, the Catalina will also work. The rack is in okay shape. It needs some love. Back seat needs some love, but the cool thing else about this car is the remnants of a power seat. 6-way power seat. I'm not really sure why they took the switch from it and nothing else, but it's there. So yeah, it's a pretty cool car. Most likely it'll be a donor for me. I would like to try to build a conversion. I'll never be able to afford a real 59 Impala convertible again. I've had a couple of them, but having a conversion is the next coolest thing. So yeah, let's go and fire up this gold 59 Biscayne 4-door sedan, and let's listen to that inline 6 tower of power. Let's listen to it in all its glory. All right, so this one's pretty cool just because, I mean, it's been sitting for so long. And the guy that I got it from, I mean, you know, they drove it. So had to replace the spark plugs, spark plug wires, cap, rotor. Left the coil alone. My buddy Mortsky always gives me hell for that. So left the coil alone, and it does still work. Got my loser switch hooked up down to the starter, and I got a toggle switch here for the coil. So the one bad thing about this car is it does have a bottle to the fuel pump. The fuel pump does suck a little bit, but it's really weak, and it just can't push fuel up to the carburetor. So I've got to kind of feed it by itself. But nonetheless, it does run. It sounds pretty good. So I'm going to put some gas in this thing and let's fire it up. Also, the foot feed is kind of sticky. Oh, I was wondering why it wasn't starting. Gotta connect to the other side of my loser switch. There we go. Stalled it out. So it just goes to show you right there. Just goes to show you these old Chevys are so hard to kill. I would love to drive this car, and once I get the title, I'll probably just buy a new fuel pump for it, buy a rebuild kit for the carburetor, and rock and roll. But they're all three for sale. This car, like I said, needs some floor work, has a good frame. Motor and trans are locked up, so we need probably a V8 turbo 400 swap or something like that. Something cool, but nice patina. This car has a little bit of scale just in the very back frame rail, so someone could fix it. Floor pan is about 50-50, but it does run, and you know, it goes into all the gears, so I just can't drive it. Just not yet anyways. This car, floors are, I'd say about 75%. They're not too bad. Motor turns have not yet got this one running, but I'll do a will it run video on this car because it's pretty cool. Good frame, and working on the title on this one. So if anyone's looking for a cool project, I know they're 4-doors, but they're not priced as 2-door hardtops. They're priced as 4-door sedans. So get with me via email, and I'll get you guys some information and go from there. All right, this isn't a 59 Chevy, but it's my friend Sebastian's 1952 Chevy 3600, 3/4 ton. Nice patina. We were gonna do a V8 swap on this truck. I bought it, and then he bought it from me. And getting into it, it just has a little bit of rust in every panel. And while that's not a problem here in the US, it's a problem overseas. And every speck of rust has to be fixed or he can't register it. So it is for sale, has a title in my name. If anyone is looking for a nice project, it ain't too bad. I mean, it's got a little bit of rust in the floor, and it's a project, but just every panel just has a little bit of rust. And like I said, for me, that doesn't matter. But when I've got to fix every speck of rust and make sure it's nice and tight, or it can't be driven on the roads over in my friend's country, that's a problem. So like right here, you'd have to make all these braces again. So if anyone in the US is looking for a project, we've got a nice one, 3-window truck here in central Iowa, ready and available for sale. Speaking of Chevy trucks, I picked up this one. This is a 52, I think it's a 52 Chevy 1-ton. Super cool truck, just a little bit of rust right here, which should be fairly easy to fix. But this is the truck that replaced the other one we just looked at as a V8 donor. This is an awesome looking, nice patina. Solid original truck. Motor turns, but it needs a distributor, so the engine from this truck and the transmission will go with the other one as well. I need to pull this one up to the house, but yeah, I wanted to show everyone this because this will be an awesome build. I will be filming this one. I have a 65 wagon inside that I kind of got started on filming it, and I got lazy and stopped filming it, and now I'm almost done with it. So I don't know if you guys want to see that. If you guys want to, I have some footage of it I can upload with the before, kind of during, and then now, but I didn't film the whole process. Just a lot of work. I probably should have done that, but when you're trying to get stuff done and get a vehicle out that's been here for a year, sometimes you cut a little corner and you put the camera away and you work it out and you get it done. So this truck will not be the case. I'll be filming this one. But yeah, while the market is down and buying and selling might have slowed down, I'm trying to hone my craft and really learn how to, build and assemble and redo old cars and trucks a lot more than I ever have before. And it's been a lot of fun and a great learning experience. All right, everyone, kind of a short video today, but that's what I've been doing in 2025. Not much activity buying and selling. The market's pretty much stalled out. It's pretty slow right now. So when you find cool cars like these, you have to go grab them, but can't pay up too much for them because they're just not worth it right now. So if you guys enjoyed seeing my little fleet of 59s here, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Comment your favorite one out of the bunch. Personally, I like the red the most because red's kind of an unusual color on 59s. Not that it's rare, it's just kind of more unusual. You don't see them a whole lot, but I like the gold one the most because it runs and the story behind it's pretty cool. So nonetheless, I love 59s, you guys know that. Let me know down below which one's your favorite. Stick around, hopefully got some cool videos coming up, some cool yards to go check out, just haven't gotten there yet. And leave any comments with questions or concerns. So thank you all for watching. My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, and I'll see you guys in the next video.